Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? Hopefully that volume isn't too loud for you guys. Oof, need some coffee. Hopefully the volume isn't too loud for you, but if you find that it is, you let me know. It looks like you are quite a bit under my voice volume, but I don't know. What I hear is independent of what you hear volume-wise. Anyway, so I got some cool stuff going on. Trying to think of what I want to show you guys. So keyboard related. Not that. Got some Heine stuff. Some H87s. You know, good old Heine stuff. Pow. Shilling, right? Right, guys? Anybody who's watched the stream? Apparently I'm a shill for showing stuff like that. Anyway. So yeah, I got a couple of the thins. Much more flexible. And a couple Alps boards. Oof. To top off that one Proto Alps that I got. Back a while back. That is currently in my salamander. So I got that, and you guys can see right here maybe a little bit. I have a bunch of new computer parts. So my streaming rig is actually like an old computer of mine. My main rig right now is an Intel 6850K with like 64 gigs of RAM. I was doing like a bunch of image editing when I built it. So that system is going to move over to this streaming rig. Streaming rig is going to move somewhere else. And then I'm building a new rig. A new AMD rig for the first time since 2001. There will be an AMD in my house. Pretty exciting news. I'm happy. I want to love AMD processors. I think the last generation Ryzens were good, but there was no reason for me to build one at the time, so I wasn't gonna change over. But the new ones are just coming out, so I ordered that 3900X. And I got my Asus Republic of Gamers Crosshair 8 Hero Wi-Fi version. Cool, nice SSD, thermal paste, and for the first time ever, well, like since about the first time since like 2003, I'm building an open loop system. I got an AIO that's an open loop. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in this stuff. I mean, I know you're all Keebs guys, but are you also into nice computer rigs? Anyway, I'm doing that because at some point in a couple months I'll probably pick up a 2080 Ti with a water block on it, and I'll include that in the loop for that water cooling. I wanted to jump on that AS Rock Aqua. Some more beverages. That AS Rock Aqua motherboard. What open loop did I end up picking up? Okay. So it's an AIO that's made by SwiftTech. I can't remember the model number, but there's only two that they make. They make a 2-fan one. I don't know if it's 240 or if it's 280. And then they make a 360, and I ordered the 360. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Dude, I know, that's why I agree. The new Ryzen line does look great, and that's why I jumped in on it, because I think the last line was good too. The 2700X was a great processor. What up, TSC? But now with Ryzen 3, I knew that I was going to jump on it when they announced, but because it's just time. I need another system. I don't need my main system replaced. It's actually doing okay. But I need another system for something else, so. And it doesn't have to be super powerful. So this gaming rig, or this streaming rig that I do all of my solder work on, is like an old 2700K. So I figure I'll just move everything down the line. Although this computer has been rock solid since I built it when it was new. That 6850K is great. It has a bunch of RAM, so I didn't actually buy new RAM for this. because when I built that, I got really good RAM, and I bought 64 gigs of it, of DDR4. So it'll migrate into the new rig just fine. It has quad channel memory, because it's what I guess now would be considered an i9, even though back in 6th gen core processors it was an i7, right? Anyway, so I'm going to steal 32 gigs out of that and put it in the new system. I'm super excited, although I am kind of mad at Newegg because they jumped the gun and released the processor at midnight, even though everybody was supposed to do it at 6 a.m. So it caused this whole ordering snafu, and now I'm waiting for... I ended up ordering it through Best Buy. Whatever. Anyway, it'll get here one day, and it'll be built. So, breaking away from the AMD hype train for a little bit, let's talk about this awesome keyboard, because that's what we're really here for, right? So we're going to build CA66, and we're going to use some Zelio V2s, some 67 gram ones that I lubed up. They're all fancy. Customer supplied GMK laser. Although we may try something else on it, like a modern Dolce or something, to show him what it would look like. Because I know he was talking about wanting that. Maybe not wanting me to show it to him, but wanting modern Dolce. I don't know. See how much time it is at the end. So we got this brass. We're gonna use this brass plate. Though he has a couple extra plates. He has the here. All right, let me pull all the parts out. All right. That's what we're gonna do first. So he has two other plates, one which wouldn't even be usable in this case, and the one that's in it, which is the brass colored alu plate. Yeah, but we're gonna use the actual brass one, and I think it's gonna be better because it'll add a little bit of heft to it. But I didn't realize that this was sold with the option of buying an Alps plate for it. That's like really exciting. I had no idea. This PCB doesn't support Alps, so I don't know if there was another PCB made or what, but this is pretty awesome. Hopefully customer builds an Alps build out of it one day. And if you do, and you're watching, you feel free to show me. What up, LBI IBAS? Is it LBI Bass? I know I've asked before. Yeah, it is Alps, but we're not building with Alps. We're gonna build MX with this brass one. And I've built one of these boards with a brass plate before, and I have to say, I'm a big fan. I think the brass adds just a tiny little bit more heft. Makes it that much better. So everybody, again, please check me on the music volume if it's too high. I always just look at the levels and make sure that the music is like at least 10 dB lower than my voice volume, which it solidly is in this case. But you know, never know. Man, this is a really great looking case. And I love this color. This color is so hot. It's like a space gray. I don't know if that's what it's called in from the CA66 group buy or anything, but that's the color. That's what I call this color in general. Man, like this color has so little contrast in the depths that it It's like hard to tell exactly where the channel is for this thing. And I'm off. Whoa. This rubber is like too long? That's weird. Weird that it's too long. I guess maybe I'm stretching it just a little bit. Weird. Okay. There we go. Well, there we were. Rubber feet need to be made just a tiny little bit smaller, I think. Dreaming. Woohoo. Yeah, man, the CA66 BBB. How you doing, man? I hope you guys are all having a great day. I had a decently good day. For the first time in a while, not super, I mean, my day was busy. It just wasn't like outright bananas today. And my days have been pretty busy lately. Man, I'm having such a difficult time getting this one all lined up. Okay. I'm gonna do this trick. To make this whole thing a little easier. Yeah, we're getting the same issue here. It's like hard to find the channel because of the color of the board, actually. Don't get me wrong though, I still love the color of the board. Probably the color I would have chosen. I don't know though, there was like a purple that looked really good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. Good, solid. DSA. The how band-aids are supposed to be used trick. Yeah, I actually like that way of doing it, where you tear that off. For some things, it's like super useful for certain types of work. Not all, but certain types. Yeah. I'm happy for her with the man, this is so pretty. So dreams are no longer dreams. Oh, you're talking about the DSA Borealis. DSA Borealis is cool. I like it. I like it. I like the sound of this board too. I like how hollow, like, because it's a pretty hollow board. As you guys will see in just a moment, it's fairly hollow compared to most customs. So, like, it has good sound and resonance, IMO. Get the PCB out here. Give her a good test. Reality achievement unlocked. Yeah, I think Borealis is a cool looking set. If you're into like that kind of a colorway, that gradiented thing. Plus the colors aren't like super bright gradient. It's not like a Hawaiian kaleidoscope, or like, it's not like a lot of bright colors, right? They're fairly muted colors. Lemon water and coffee. Need coffee. Okay. So here's our stuff. So there's some blends on the inside of this case. I mean, they're on the inside, so it doesn't matter, but some of this stuff up we aren't going to use. Bottom plate away. We aren't going to use anything but this plate in just a sec. The daughter board. I forgot about this ribbon cable deal. Totally and completely spaced about it. Hey, you know what? I never really thought I was going to be able to get my hands on camping because I didn't get in on the GB because I was pretty new to the community when it came out. And then I was like, man, I kind of like it. Didn't buy it. And then I found somebody had posted it for a decent deal. Not outrageous when I bought it. So, I mean, it happens. You sometimes find those sets that are rare or whatever. Somebody will eventually get rid of it. Like, they're not into it or they don't use it and they're like, I should get rid of things that I don't use. Which isn't really my style, unfortunately. I don't remember what these screws are for. These must be I guess they have to be the daughter board screws. And I'm guessing these other things are little standoffs. We're not going to go too in depth on those, right? So let me find which direction the pins are, which is probably down. Yep. Okay. Also down. Okay. We will go to a little switch hitter action. Bring up switch hitter. Plug our USB-C doodad in. And I don't want those lights blinding you all. So I'm going to pull that. Oh, sorry. Hopefully I didn't hit the things that make sound that hard. Microphone. Pull out a tweezers and we can get to work and check this board out. And I'm guessing it works pretty flawlessly. I'm hoping. Thing I don't usually do is test boards like this. Yeah, chatter's not real when you're testing it like this, I think. I'm all over the place with it though. Sign that I haven't had enough coffee today. Hands are shaking. 21 days to buy Handerbite. You know what, dude? I think I'm jumping in on Handerbite, honestly. I actually went to SwitchMod the other day and it was down because he was out of town or whatever, I'm guessing. And so I didn't do it. I think I'm gonna hop in on it for the memes. You know what? If it reaches MOQ and I'm one of the few people that has a set, I'd be okay with that. But there's a couple other sets that are going on that could prevent me from actually buying it, right? Peaches and Cream is one of those. And Vaporwave. So Peaches and Cream and Vaporwave are on my list of things that I want to buy this month, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to because well, I'm building a new computer, and that's always way more. Well, in this case, it's more expensive than I really want. Not that I want, but it's expensive, so I'm. You know what? I'm just gonna jump them externally. The hot swap ones. Page down. Page up. What's this guy? What is actuating here? Is nothing actuating? Are these not mapped by default? I'm guessing they aren't mapped because. So is this board the one that's oh, they are mapped. They're doing LED stuff. Yes, they are. Okay, they're doing LED stuff. Got it. Okay, so anyway, now we're done with that. You know, we'll pop this. Nah, we're gonna take this off. We'll pop that in last. Dots, yeah. So Pulse is cool, but I could go either way. It seems cool. I kind of would like it, but it's definitely not gonna trump any of the other sets on sale right now. And Dots I'm not really into. Wait, Peach is not royalty free though? What do you mean? Oh. Yeah. I'm not gonna play Peaches, because again, not royalty free. I do play royalty free music. And you know what? I've gotten a number of hits. Like, they've all been overcome by the fact that I tell them, hey, I use this streaming service or whatever that licensed that song. But I have had people hit me on videos. It's kind of an annoying thing about being a content creator. Even at my magnitude, I couldn't imagine if I was like doing it every day, right? I imagine that's why most streamers really just focus on Twitch. This just needed to come out. We're not actually going to be using this. So let me pop it back in. Throw it under that. Since we're using this one. Okay, and last minute, customer kind of said that he wanted Band-Aids, so we're gonna do that dealer. What I need to look at is my build doc for this. GMK screw-in stabilizers. So stabilizers are the one thing where even though I buy them for customer builds, I like throw them in the same place that I keep all my stabilizers, because I buy like when a customer buys stabs and then I need some stabs too, I just buy like a ton all at once. Were they GMK or did they order? Keep referring back, but yeah, GMK. So wait, you watch MTG Nerd Girl and she streams with popular songs all the time. Maybe since she uses it through Spotify. No, I mean, I have Spotify. When I did it, I got a ton of hits. Spotify is not licensed for release. So Twitch is not necessarily all that hard on people, let's say, who bunch of 7U wires. Is not what we're using. I know I have a 625 somewhere. Yeah, so they're not too hard on you, although they can be, and they have hit people. It's YouTube that's really, because they have automatic software that does it. So yeah, they hit people all the time. Okay. But I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Like, you're gonna use whatever you got, whatever you like. And honestly, if I were streaming all the time, I'd want to have that library too, like that Spotify library, right? I don't know why I didn't pull stuff out yet. I'm going to in a sec. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 2U stabs. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just don't want to get hit with it. I don't want to have to deal with all the... Yeah, and so on YouTube, if you post content and it gets flagged and you don't dispute it and it isn't resolved, you can't monetize the video at all. And I don't really care about monetizing the video necessarily, because, I mean, frankly, I'm just not going to be making money off of YouTube. I mean, I haven't made much money off of Twitch. It's been pretty minimal. I appreciate all the donos or bits donations and subs and stuff, but it works out to, I mean, I get about, I think, half ish for subs, which is awesome. And bits, I think I get all of it, but definitely direct donations. I don't think I've ever had a single direct donation. Here, I'm going to switch to another screen where I never removed. Yeah, so if you look down here, the latest tipper or whatever, I've never gotten a dono. Or, yeah, like through Stream Elements, like portal for it. But either way, all of that stuff is all of it, is what you get. Yeah, it's not a big deal, whatever. I'm not stressing on it, BBB. As much as I appreciate all of it, I do in fact do this because I like hanging out with you guys and I like building boards, customer boards, my boards, everybody's boards. It's fun. And showing off cool stuff. And hopefully people learn stuff. To that end, if you guys are ever having stabilizer issues on a board and you're like, oh, I don't have the tools to desolder it or whatever, I did like a brief video the other day when a customer had a stabilizer pop off on how to repair stabilizers with like a spudger without desoldering if the wire is exposed enough for you to do it. Anyway, okay, so we aren't going to use this right now. For this, we are in fact going to prep stabilizers. But yeah, so the way it works out is people don't. Oh, thanks for cheering, TSC. Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Thanks. Yeah, so it just demonetizes the revenue that you get from views on YouTube, and from what I had read in the past, I think it's like $2 per 1,000 views. So I'm not, and that's once you're like a partner with them or whatever. So I'm not super worried about that. I don't even know what it takes to get partnership. I'm not even on that track on YouTube. I just repost it because it'll get views and people will get to see it later. Because everything times out on Twitch. Like after 60 days, all the videos disappear. They don't archive forever. And so on YouTube, it will live forever for anybody to watch, should they decide they want to. It's got to be the 625 one, right? Okay. This goes back in here. Anyway, I think most streamers just aren't making money off of the off of that YouTube portion. I think that's got to be it. They're just not focused on it. They're focused on monetizing Twitch, and I don't blame them. It's easier because like it's kind of automatic once you're an affiliate or a partner for sure. Like you put your PayPal info in or whatever, and they just, when it hits more than $100 banked up with them, I think, and then they only do it once a month too. So it's like if there's more than $100 banked up with them that month, they will send you whatever's there. That's happened to me exactly one time since I started. So what are you gonna do? And frankly, it just feeds into like everything from the stream and the business of building other people's keyboards is feeds like new camera gear and microphones and stuff. It's not really about making money for me. What are my thoughts on the U80 and did I pre-order? I did not pre-order. That's the Jur 80 like thing, right? The second version, correct? I have a lot of stuff in my mind right now with acronyms with 80 that aren't related to keyboards at all. That's Rama's TKL. That's right. Oof. Yes. Please post link so that I can open it easy. And so that anyone else can too. Actually, I think that's a beautiful board. I I've only obviously seen what the rest of you have seen about it, though. Like Top Clack and other people talking about it. Yeah, I do really like it. It's not still available for pre-order, is it? I have so much expenditures going out this month that it wasn't really on my radar. When I saw it, I was like, I'm not gonna have the dough probably with other stuff that I'm doing. So between building a computer and then other projects, including some key projects that I'm not going to talk about yet, but you'll see them here one day. Today might be the last day. Yeah, I'm not going to jump in on it. But if I had the extra funding, I would, because it's the kind of thing I'm into. I like TKLs, and that is a beautiful board. And while I don't own any Rama boards, everything that I've seen that's Rama has been fantastic. So I am sure that that's going to be a great board. And I actually like the exaggerated, like, bezels where it curves around. Right, I mean, I jumped in on Kepler, so it has big fat bezels too, and I am not jumping in on Dots, but I will, before this month is out, jump in on Peaches and Cream. Peaches and Cream and Vaporwave are definitely things that I'm going to try and do. I like both of those. What else did I get in on? I got in on Olive. I got in on Oblivion just recently. Oblivion. I got in on the monochrome Oblivion, which is cool. Not the normal one. I don't really like all the multicolor thing, but the monochrome is cool. Like, I love GMK monochrome, and I'm sure that I will love that as well. Band-Aids, anybody? Anyway, Dots is okay. So here's the thing: it's cute. It's cute. It really is. But I even kind of like it, but I don't like it in a way that I'd buy it. Like, I like the aesthetics of it. Looking at it, seeing it on other boards, I'm sure there are boards where it will look spectacularly good. It's just I can't see using it personally. Just it's not my thing. It would be a meme for me, like Handerbite would be for me, right? Like, the thing is that Handerbite I might actually jump in on, because I also like vintage stuff a fair bit. You know what? I need a new blade on this. So for me, jumping in on Handerbite, which is a meme, would be about it being like a nod to some vintage goodness as well, which is something I am all about. That's just me, man. I don't know. Everybody can do their own thing. Buy Handerbite, please. I might. I really might. It's a real possibility. If right before it's about to go out, I have the cash, I'm all flush. Because I'm also going. You gotta keep in mind, I know it won't. I am also going to Seattle, and that's gonna cost a fair bit. I was gonna be in on the Keep House, but they officially. Oh, Adagarmo17, thanks for following, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I was in on the Keep House, but they kind of dissolved because enough people canceled or whatever that everybody's just gonna do their own thing. So, you know, it is what it is. But so it's getting a little bit more expensive. Number 2, wait, what? Oh, you mean the number 1 Rev 1? Rev 0, whatever. Rev 1, right? Man, my brain is like kind of cooked today. Even though today was not super crazy for me, apparently my entire thought process is still trashed from the last couple weeks. I've been like epically busy over the last couple weeks. And traveling and just, you know. Everything. Number 2 Rev 1, that's wait. It's the number 1 Rev 1, right? Number 2 Rev 1? Yeah, I can't jump in on anything quite as expensive as a key cult board right now, probably. Not with all the stuff I got going on. That will exceed my Keebs budget, which is sad because I was ready to jump on the number 2 when it first launched. But I anticipate some other pretty expensive keyboard related projects coming up for me. Not like super expensive, worthwhile. However, oh, I took my trash can out of here. That's a problem, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna need the trash can because there's all sorts of trash produced in this process. BRB. Sorry, so sorry. Needs trash can. Key cult, so much hype. So hopefully, yeah. I hope you're at a Garmo 17, man. I really hope you're able to jump in on it. I really do. I hope that you get it. Good luck, because I tried to jump in on number 2. I think I put like 8 number 2s in my cart, trying to click, 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 click all fast, get it through there. Didn't get one. I think strategizing, if they do it that same way, is going to be important. And guys, I feel like out of sorts. Like I haven't even, aside from just keeping up with the news related to the couple things that I'm in on, and then customer builds and watching Top Clack, I feel like I'm out of the news cycle. Like I've watched Top Clack, and that's like it. That's all I've done to stay up to date the last couple weeks. And even then, it's like I don't have a lot of time, so I'm like clicking on it, and then I'm skipping the whole intro phase where they're talking about their stuff and just like going through. I feel bad. Like I've been stupid busy. Stupid busy with like work and stuff. Work, travel, etc. I don't know. And actually the next couple months are kind of going to be rougher, though I'm going to regroup, and on travel for my job I'll have the opportunity to catch up during some of them with the news stuff, pay attention to that. You know what, it will take luck, but I think you can strategize too. So if I had done it differently, I would have gotten a board last time. Like if I had immediately jumped to the B stock page and just scrolled down and oh, that one's already clipped. Ooh, some of these are already clipped. I guess I pre-clipped a bunch. Cool. I didn't mix up my piles, right? No. Like if I had just done that, like jumped immediately to the B stock ones and jumped down the page instead of going after the ones that were like the prime, I think I would have had a better shot. I don't know. Your mileage will vary no matter what you do, I think. However. I don't know. I wish you all the luck, man. I'm sure the B stock stuff even, or for them even, was pretty great. Frankly, I can't imagine it wasn't. Yep. Okay, just what I'd expect. And then I'm using these two outer ones, which makes sense actually, now that I'm looking at it. There's the two outside ones, right? Make sure, again. Yep, two outer ones, okay. I cut, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, I cut the right amount. Wait. Found out last week that the owner of Mechables works with you. Whoa! You're interning the same place this summer. That's awesome, man. Wait. B is for yes. B is for best and boop. You are correct. Get to work with fellow Keeb nerds. I think that's awesome, man. I worked previously with someone who is now a fellow Keeb nerd, but he's not. I don't know how into it he is. I don't know. He seems pretty into it, right? I mean, he came on the stream and hung out. Shocks. He's in here sometimes. He may drop in later. I don't know. Either way, I think it's cool. In fact, he's who got me into Keebs. I know he was talking about how he jumped in on Bliss on stream last time, and that's pretty exciting. Because I'm definitely not going to jump in on Bliss, personally. The only, I think the only SASP set that I own is Carbon. Nothing against anybody getting SASP. I just don't love SA. I really love the scooped SA caps for the homing keys. I want an entire board with scooped row 3 SA. That's what I want. Whole board. The problem is they don't make scooped SA 2U mods, so and space bars. Although they could go away, they could do not the space bar. I guess they could do just regular mods. That'd be okay. Scooped spacebar. First time you've met a few out in the wild? Yeah, so go to a meetup, man. That's how you're gonna meet all the all the fellow Keeb nerds. I went to NorCal last year, and I wasn't streaming or anything, so I'm like a no-name in the community, and I just go there, and people were nice, you know? You don't have to be somebody or somebody that they'd recognize, like their name, they're on Reddit or something. They'll just... I had, for a brief moment, thought about going to the Ohio one on pretty short notice because Heine was talking about it, and I couldn't make it happen on short notice with everything else I had going on. Otherwise, I would have. Like, if I was more available right then, I would have done it. Because you know what? Sometimes on a whim is the most fun. Just go somewhere blind and meet all the people. And by a few, you mean literally two. Okay, so one of them is a coworker, effectively. And then who else have you met out in the wild? And where? I'm curious. I guess I should wear keyboard shirts more. Get some more Keeb apparel and like Dixie hats and stuff like that, and like wear those out and see if anybody recognizes them in comments. Because if I saw somebody wearing a keyboard related shirt or hat or something out in the wild, I would totally start talking to them about it. Like, without any doubt in my mind. But I'm a pretty outgoing person. I mean, I know some people aren't. You'd love to go to one. Most are a trek for you. Inflation, where you at, man? There's got to be something close, since you live in, like, Greenland or something. Get Heine to make shirts. That could be possible. I would wear Dixie's stuff. I would wear anything Heine put out. I would wear Top Clack stuff if I had any, right? These are people that I think are good. I would wear Switch Mod stuff, or even Canon Key stuff, right? I think all the people involved in those are good. Sodak. Okay. There's probably nothing in South Dakota for this. By the way, I love South Dakota, at least the parts I've been to, which, granted, during times where I could see was mostly the Black Hills and Rapid City. Basically the rest of my drive there was like in the dark, so I didn't even see the Badlands. Drove right through toward Iowa. But I dig it. I would definitely go back to the Black Hills. Who decided to make Badlands the Badlands? You mean like to call it that, or? I'm guessing you mean to call it that. I don't know. But I'm sure you could look it up. That history may be available. Someone who is bad at marketing. Right. I really liked, I don't know, I liked Mount Rushmore. It was pretty cool. Didn't love Crazy Horse that much. I didn't dislike it. It's just, growing up in California, there's a lot of Native American heritage stuff. So I've been, why am I pulling directly out of here? I really like using the lid. there's a lot of Native American heritage stuff, different natives, different native tribes, obviously, here, but I've done kind of a lot of that stuff, and like that's with the exception of looking at the monument itself, which is incomplete. That's basically what there is to do there. Is look at shop in the shop there and look at the heritage stuff, and I feel like my fair share of doing that in my life. I've gotten my fill, at least for a while. Unless I'm going to learn a lot of really cool stuff about what those people specifically were all about. And there was a fair bit of that. But it was more about, when I went there at least, it seemed like it was more about the monument and how they don't want to sell it to the government, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I get that. It's a thing. But I'll come back in like 40 years when it's completed, and I'll be like, wow, this is pretty crazy monument, because it's huge compared to Rushmore. Like, it's just insanely large. You live in eastern South Dakota. Okay, I've been to the Black Hills once, never been to Badlands. Same person named Iceland. Bad at marketing. Same person named Iceland. Probably. Nice. Yes. That person should have called that thing Greenland, right? They should have called Greenland Iceland. Yeah, I was recently in Canada, and another Californian, actually somebody that I met through a video game that I used to play a long time ago called Ingress, in case any of you guys have played that. So someone that I met through that game, who funnily enough is a Californian also. We were there for a wedding, so of someone else who played that game. Anyway, he was telling me he had just recently been to Greenland, and he really liked it. There's very few people. Like, he went on a boat tour around, like, and like they saw one other boat the whole time they were there. Like, they were out for days. I don't remember how many days he said, but like many days on this tour, touring around the island. I mean, not obviously, I don't think they like circumnavigated it or anything, but touring around, and like they saw one other boat one time is what he said. The precursor to Wizards Unite. I love how you're plugging Wizards Unite. Nice. Mixing that in. But where the precursor to Wizards Unite is Pokemon Go? Is that what we're saying? I don't feel bad. You said don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I would have liked to have seen it, but when I did that, I was on like a crazy road trip that started in Portland and ended in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa. And like, I stopped everywhere. I have some friends in Montana. I stopped there. I have some friends in Seattle and in Portland, and I stopped at Yellowstone. I did a bunch of stuff, so I don't feel bad. I did see, however, Devil's Tower in Wyoming, which is awesome. Awesome. That's a thing we're seeing. That trip gave me a huge appreciation for America's landscape and what we have in our country in terms of diverse landscapes and diversity of places. We have like all sorts of climates, all sorts of different types of terrain, all sorts of just crazy things. And it's awesome. I mean, I live in California, right? So we have a diversity of terrain and stuff here already. But seeing the rest of that, and then also going to Alaska, pretty much makes me love the scenery and things that you can be exposed to in our country. Or in North America in general. I mean, Canada has a lot of cool terrain too. I haven't traveled and seen a lot of it, but I know that they do. Harry Potter for life. Harry Potter is pretty cool. I like Harry Potter a lot. I don't know if I'd run around saying Harry Potter for life myself, but it is pretty dope. And I grew up with it, you know, so, or that's not the right term. I wasn't that young when it came out, but I was, like, I think I remember in my senior year of high school, there being like 4 books maybe. That sounds right. I don't know if it's right. Or maybe the 4th book was coming out. I don't know. Either way. I remember I read the first 4 because that's when I started reading it. When there was 4. And so I remember reading it, and then when 5 came out, I read all 4 of them again, and then read 5. Punk Squirrel, thanks for following. Hey man, I know that name. I know that name. How you doing, man? Thanks for shipping that stuff, by the way. Or for sending me the shipping info. What I really meant to say. I appreciate that. Someday you want to go to Harry Potter World in Florida. Life goals. Yeah, that sounds cool. I don't know. I hope you have fun. If I'm ever in Florida and I get the opportunity to go there, I will. But where is it at? Is it in Orlando? Because if it's in Orlando, I'm way more likely to go to way more likely to go to all the Disney stuff, because I've never been to that. And I wouldn't call myself a Disney, like, crazy Disney fan or anything, but I do like Disney. Like, I got a pass to Disneyland. Not like the crazy expensive one, but I'll pass. Like, I'm totally blacked out right now. But I like it. Just did Disney in Orlando for the first time and it was insane. Yeah, man, I believe you. I really want to check it out. I think that it would be really cool. I've been to Disneyland a ton of times. I've been to Club 33. I've been to basically everything in Disneyland and in California Adventure. I'm sure there's some stuff I haven't done there, but for the most part, all of it. But I haven't done the Florida Disney thing, and I'm totally down to try it. I have a feeling that if I do it, I'll be disappointed that it's not a thing I can just go do a bunch and do all the things. Which means that if I go, I'll probably go for a while. And then I'll upgrade my pass for that year to the like crazy gold pass or whatever that covers both parks. Ooh, does that not actuate right? It does. Okay. Whew. I was all worried. I was like, why isn't this actuating correctly? Same way, not a crazy Disney fan, but it was amazing. Yeah, that's... I like it enough to like do the passes and stuff. I mean, for Disneyland, like it's fun. It's a fun thing. You manage to get everything you wanted to do in 4 days. Just book fast passes in advance and you'll be able to fit it all in. What do you mean by book fast passes in advance? Like before you go? Can you get fast passes? Or you mean like book them on the app as you're strolling through the park and doing your thing? Because that's kind of how it works at Disneyland. And at Disneyland, if you're with people and you want to ride with people, you get to wait in crazy long lines. But if you're with people and you're all willing to not necessarily ride next to each other, then you do this thing that a lot of rides have. You go in the single rider line where you might get separated from your group, but who cares? It's just for the duration of the ride because you stand in the single rider line with them. And then you just go crazy on all sorts of rides. Once you book your trip, you can book fast passes in advance for specific times. You have an hour window. Ooh. Okay. All right. That's really good advice, actually. I'm not planning on doing it right now, but I think I'll probably remember that, actually. That's pretty good advice. Then again, by the time I decide to go, who knows what'll be there. So there is a possibility I would end up in Florida this year for a work thing. However, if I do, it'll be not near Orlando. But that doesn't mean that I couldn't like take a day or 3 right after that to go, since I'm there. No, there's no guarantee that I'll have the time, but if I ended up going, and I could, I'd totally check it out. That would be awesome. Like super awesome. You're not a huge fan of Disney, but that's mostly because you get super motion sick, so theme park rides are a no-go for you. So Disney theme park rides usually aren't that intense as far as theme park rides go. They're usually pretty mellow. It's a pretty family-oriented kind of place. I just kind of like the vibe of Disneyland, at least. Like, it's not even about the Disney characters or anything for me, although that's cool. What they do that's cool in my mind is they just really sell a kind of atmosphere that's unique and really fun. Honestly, it's just a really cool atmosphere. Like, because I have a pass, like I don't go there and I don't stress about rides or any of that. I go and I get on rides that I want to go on when I want to go on them, and if they're all super busy, I usually, when I do go, I make like a reservation at a restaurant in there, and I'll go eat there and hang out. It's very low key for me. it's just busy and crowded in the park, but whatever. You go with people or whatever, then it's pretty mellow. Pretty mellow. You can also book them while you're there. Okay, yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I'm totally gonna take advantage of that if I end up there. When I end up there, because I will eventually go. It's one of those things I will do in my life. No idea when, but if I do, or when I do, I will definitely fast pass it up in advance. Because I won't have the luxury that I have while I'm at Disneyland, which is everything just being mellow for me, because I have passes and I have opportunities to go in more frequently because it's close. Unless I lived in Florida, and frankly I have no desire to live in Florida. Way too hot and humid for me. I realize I live in a place where it's hot, so I do see. But it is not humid here. And the only thing worse than hot, weather-wise, is hot and humid, in my opinion. I realize that there are places that are super cold. Yeah. Yeah, super accurate. Yeah, so that's really how I feel about it, man. It's just mellow. Disney has a really good vibe in their parks, or at least in the one I've been to. Ones, I guess, if you consider California Adventure and Disneyland a different park. They are, technically. So if you want to be right, then technically right is the only kind that matters. Oh, come on, why'd I do that? Grr. Dang it. I just threw that away too. Crap. I'm running out of those purple ones, and I like using those ones, but I don't need to use those for what I'm about to do, which is the Band-Aids. So I'll grab a different one. The purple ones are the right size for stabilizers. Vobs. Is it Vobs? Thank you for following, man. I really appreciate that. Really, really. Hope that you enjoy the stream, sir. So what I meant to do was hit these Band-Aids with some lube. Been a while. We have not been doing as many Band-Aid mods as of late. Mostly because people do not really request them so much anymore. What's our stream time, I wonder? Hour 23? Yeah, so when I do Band-Aid mods, it does take a bit more time, I notice. We're gonna screw these stabs in, and then we're gonna put these switches in and solder it all up, and we'll be done. This won't be a terribly long build. So in case you guys are wondering, when I do customer builds, I always if I'm lubing switches for them, I always do that in the background. I don't show it. I have in the past done lube jobs on camera at least once. I try not to do that for my builds though, because it'll just make them incredibly long, doing the whole lube job and that. So I think what I'm gonna do is, on a chores video coming up, I'll do some switch lubing at some point. Depending on what I got going on this weekend. I may have a friend coming up this weekend. We may be playing games all weekend, so may do no chores this weekend. But if that's not true, then I will do a stream, because why not? have some fun. Trojan Love. One nice build. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm excited for it. I actually really like the CA66. I love it. I love dealing with it. I think it's a great board. The one that I've done in the past, 1 or 2. Actually, I feel like I've done 2 before. I don't know. Somebody else tell me if you feel like it. If not, don't worry about it. I've done 1 or 2. And actually, I may have done one that I didn't stream. So even looking back at the stream history isn't a good way of doing it. I have a way of actually telling for sure, but I've like the keyboard unplugged and stuff because this is USB-C and so is that one. You actually just PM me about a commission. Cool, man. You know what? If you don't mind, I mean, I'll respond to you no matter what. If it's something that you just PM'd me about and I haven't read about yet, and you want to tell people what it is that you're looking into, go for it. And I will share any details you want me to with them and everybody. Because man, that process is actually pretty cool. I think some people are blind to how the process works when you commission someone else to build, especially new people, and we do have that sometimes. New people who like are completely new to Keebs because they stumble in through Twitch, which is awesome, by the way. I would not mind if someone did that. That's great, man. It's great that you have. That's not a bad place to start. So usually I find that commissions start out in one of a few ways. And I actually built a forum at one point and was trying to use it, and ultimately it actually didn't make it better, so I got rid of it. But I find that commission builds go one of a few ways. Somebody contacts me and they already have a board. They already have a board kit like this one, the CA66, and they want that board built. And they already have a good idea, probably, by the time they have that kit, what other parts they're looking to put in there. Great, good for them, right? Or somebody's really new and they ping me and they don't really know exactly what they want, but they have like either a vision board type thing for what they're looking for. Not like a real vision board, but like they have some images of things that they think are cool. And they're like, I want to make something like this. And then I start like honing in on what parts we would use and what those would look like so that they have a good idea of what they'd be getting if they chose those parts. Usually we'll start with, if they have that kind of image thing, we'll start with like a case, and then we'll move on to PCB if it's the 60%. And frankly, there's only a couple really recommended PCBs that are just available at all times in my mind. But hint, the DZ60 is a really good board. There are others, but that's a really good one. Or they know they're looking for, they know a bit about parts and what they're looking for, and they don't have any of the parts, but they know exactly what they're looking for, and they either are willing to order them and ship them to me, or they want me to order them on their behalf to avoid all the excess shipping charges of having it shipped to them and then shipping it all to me, and then the time delays where they're waiting for all those parts, because things never enter my build queue until I have all of the parts on hand to build the board, as a rule. Because I can't schedule something and then have it end up being in like unviable on that date because of some busted part or something that arrived. Anyway, so those are the kind of couple ways that it really usually goes. in my experience. I'm sure I'm missing a way that it has gone in the past, but generally speaking, that's how customer builds go. And the idea stage where we haven't got parts yet or whatever, like people could be super into the hobby already or super following the news and watching about things but haven't really pulled the trigger on stuff yet, or they could be repeat customers. That's happened a couple times where like I built them a board and then they're like, I want you to build this other board. That's happened a few times. Kit people have done that too a couple times. Like I have one guy, I think I built 4 of his boards maybe, and he's that guy's really cool. I like that guy. I built like 4 of his boards, and at one point I had 2 of his actual boards, and like they weren't cheap boards. They were like, I had like $2,000 worth of his hardware once. I was like, oof. Like, I mean, you know, it's a trust thing at that point. Yeah, so however it works out, man. I also usually try to use either Discord or Reddit as a place that we communicate when I communicate with customers. I prefer both of them for completely separate reasons. So for archival purpose, I actually prefer Reddit because I can always refer back to the conversation and search for things really well. I know Discord offers that, but things are editable on Discord, and it's not that I'm like concerned that customers are going to go edit things or whatever, but I really like having that like record there where I'm like, okay, this is the option that he said in case during the build or something I have some question and they're unavailable. It's kind of nice. What I really prefer not to do though is use both because the messages get super fragmented and hard to search. But I do that. I've had voice conversations with people before. We talked about what they wanted. I don't know. There's all sorts of ways that it can go down. And it's really about like what the customer's looking for. But the general things that I tell everybody when they first contact me is basically I'm not gonna upsell the board parts. Like I charge for the service itself. All my prices for my actual services are listed on my build services posts, which I only post when my queue is getting empty. Like right now my customer board queue is getting empty, but I have ones that I'm expecting to come up. Plus I have my own boards that are going to be coming up, so I haven't posted in a while. I'll take orders from people, but I'm not going to post again saying I'm ready, because when I post, like that first couple weeks after that, I get floods of people interested, and about somewhere between 60 and 75% of requests yield an actual build, or at least yield an actual quote. So where I build up like a full document that's like, this is exactly the steps that will occur and exactly the parts that will be bought and exactly when things will be laid out. So that thing is quite a bit of work. So 75% of them yield that, and between half and about 65%, I'd say. I have metrics, but they're not in front of me. Between half and 65%, depending on the time, actually yield like an actual build service that I perform for somebody. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. But I try to make sure that whatever it is that the customer is looking for is the thing that we're going to execute. Like, ask them the important questions. and then hone in on what they want. So we'll have a conversation, Trojan Love, and we'll talk about it. That's a well-lubed one. That's well-lubed. Okay. Anyway. Should be a fun experience. You actually PM'd me 2 months ago, but weren't knowledgeable, and now you're ready to pull the trigger. That's all good, man. You know, I don't worry about stuff like that. You know, if people want to build or whatever, they don't know what they want, they're slow. It's your board, you know? You take the time that you think you need. I'm not trying to rush anybody into anything. And honestly, what people pay for the boards that I build for them are way more than my service charge. Like, on average, I would say that the service charge for boards where I purchase parts on their behalf, or where they purchased a set of parts that weren't a kit build, my build services, not including all the shipping back and forth, are 12% maybe of the board build. Have you tried GAT Silent inks or Helios? I've tried Helios, but not the inks, not the Silent inks. I have tried inks actually once, a customer build. And I have tried Helios. Helios are awesome. If you want silent linears, GAT inks are probably much cheaper, but Helios are frankly probably better. I don't know for sure because I haven't tried the silent inks, but I'm gonna go with they're probably better. The hype is real with Zeal. Oh, he should make that his tagline. What? Okay, so yep. This is the job right here. You're pretty much all in on Helios / Sicurios. Do it. I would recommend them. Helios at least. I'm not a linear fan, but I have tried my fair share of linear switches, and I will say that Helios are good switches. That what did we build on stream with Helios recently? We did that Lin Whale. This is a great board, man. That's with GMK Olivia on it. The black board. That's man, that's really close to the top. That, and then I built a Duck Unicorn X Legend, and while I hated the actual process of building that board because that PCB had problems, I don't really like the PCB also. And all those like disparate diffusers for light kind of suck to orient and get it all together, but once it was together and I was typing on it with Helios, I was like, this is cool. So those are probably my two favorite boards that I've built. I really like tofu acrylics. A number of customers have built them through me, or requested them or whatever, and I really like them every time I do them. Join the linear cult. Probably not gonna happen, buddy. I don't hate them. They are just my least favorite of all. They're my least favorite of all the different switch types. That doesn't mean they're bad. Just means they're not my thing. Doop, 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 doop. But that's okay. They don't have to be my thing for other people to like them and get them in their boards. Because they are good. Do, 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 do. You might do a second build with Holy Pandas. That will be more expensive. Yeah, it will be. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, sir. But, I mean, it's okay. It's life sometimes, man. If you get Yak Pandas from Novel Keys and Halo Trues clears from drop, it's actually cheaper than Helios, surprisingly. Ooh, I don't think that's true. I do not believe that's true. Is it true? I feel like that is not true. I mean, when I've bought Helios, they've been $1 a piece, to be fair. Not $1.20 or whatever they normally are. So maybe that's part of the equation, but also, I don't think that's true in general. Is it? Hey, customer, if you're in the stream right now, do you want stepped caps? I'm guessing you do. But I mean, I put in all of my builds by default if customers don't chime in. But if you're here and you have the opportunity to chime in, you should. Can't hurt. Is it just you or does everyone in the community have that exact same switch puller? I think this one's like $5, and like this one's really similar. These are like the switch pullers that I have. I have some cheaper ones somewhere. I don't think they're in here. No, they aren't. But I do have some cheaper ones somewhere. Most do. Most do. Most of those switch pullers do look pretty much the same, but not exactly. Anyway, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna solder some switches. I don't know why I didn't already heat up this iron. Like a fool. Also, I don't know what I'm doing here apparently because I don't even have my like solder mat out. That's a really important part. I really don't want to. I have, in fact, once burned this very slightly. This Myonix Alioff pad that's right here, and they're pretty freaking pricey. So I'm kind of bummed about it. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna move it over a little bit. All right. We've reconditioned our tips relatively recently, so everything should be in great condition. By the way, how do I feel about Alps Yuri? Totally stoked about Alps Yuri is what I am. I commented on the thread and they were like, DCS Yuri, blah, 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 blah. Maybe we'll do Alps if there's enough interest. And I was like, I am only interested in Alps. Do not care about DCS MX Yuri. Do want Alps Yuri. I actually like the Yuri colorway, and I'm really bummed that I don't have GMK Yuri. I think I saw one on sale the other day, and it was like stupid. I don't know if it was rip-off prices, but it was real high, if I remember correctly. And I was like, well, not buying that. But the DCS Alps Yuri, 100% in. We will jump on that. If it shows up, I'm in. Did I see Tom Ree's update though? No. What was his update? Oh no. Don't give me a sad. Is it a sad about the Alps or a sad about something else? I have not seen. It's sad about the Alps. No. Oh no. Recap, sir. Please, you're leaving me hanging. I need to know now. I wouldn't be surprised if it just doesn't happen, so. I mean, that's kind of the way of Alps, right? People will be like, oh my god, we could do Alps, and then they don't. Oh my god. What do you mean there are no more? Like they were damaged somehow? I mean, obviously they could make new ones. That's terrible, man. As ABS anymore. Issues with the stem. Tend to break. They offer PBT. I'm good with that. I actually like PBT more than ABS. Though Yuri is not possible with common PBT plastic. I put Alps Yuri in the question quotes in the title. Time being. Want to know if Signature Plastics is offering another profile Alps in ABS. I'll let you know. I would prefer another profile anyway. Well, I don't know. DCS is the closest thing that Signature Plastics has to like cherry profile. So I guess a lot of people would prefer that. However, I'll take what I can get. And I like DSA. And they do DSA Alps. OEM profile, let's go. I don't think they have an OEM though, do they? Does Signature Plastics do OEM? I think they do not. I believe they do not. This bottom row we're gonna do last because bottom row. I don't think I've ever seen an OEM. Yeah. It is sad. I do have a DCS ABS Alps from Signature Plastics. Well, it's DCS, so of course it is. I have Alps Throwback. It's not another. They'll make. If somebody really wants more Alps, Signature Plastics will make it in something else. I mean, they may not do it in DCS for whatever reason, stem strength or whatever, for ABS, but I'm fine with that. I would prefer we do stuff in PBT when at all possible anyway. It's just a more durable plastic in terms of longevity, less shine, etc. So if we were going to lose anything, this is what I'm saying, it would be that I would be okay with. Not that I want to lose anything, but you know. Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that. That's a real thing, but it does sound good. Double shot ABS does, well, ABS in general does sound good. But I like PBT also, for sound even. Maybe I'm in the minority, I don't know. Maybe I like more things. My standards are lower for keys, I don't know. I doubt that. I actually doubt that part, but come on. I like EPBT a lot, so that like OEM profile or cherry profile, but in PBT. I just wish that they did a double shot. Like if they did, we would have some awesome stuff. I don't know what else I really love keycap wise. I like vintage SGI caps, which are PBT. Super thick feeling PBT. I like DSA. DSA is nice. DSA could be really cool if we got some good DSA ABS double shot Alps caps, like DSA Light Cycle was that way, right? That'd be cool. Have I tried BSP? BSP, I don't believe I have. What's BSP? What would I have tried, or what exists that is in it? Okay. Customer didn't say anything, so it is stepped caps. And then we'll do the bottom row after this. BSP limited runs of cherry PBT molds. Very little layout options. No, are they available in any capacity at this point? Or group buys are all done and there's no availability? What were the runs called? Because I'll put alerts out for Mech Market posts on it and try and get my hands on it to see. Usually rarely on mass drop though. Hammer runs about the same price as full GMK sets. I mean, full GMK sets right now are running for pretty cheap. Honestly, like GMK Olive, man, that was 25 or 125. And then I bought that, and then the Space Keys add-on, so what, 150? Pretty inexpensive sometimes. Yeah, I wish I had thoughts on that, man. I don't. Maybe he does. That'd be really cool. Cerament. So I was originally planning on streaming next Wednesday, like my usual time, but I'm gonna have to probably move it to Thursday, because I believe I will move my planned customer build to Thursday no matter what at this point, because I'm gonna be not in my area. There's a possibility I'll be able to be back Wednesday night for the stream, but it's pretty unlikely at this point. Like, I'll be 100 and low change miles from where my house is, with too little time to get home probably when I'm done with work. But I may try and work. Well, I will in the next couple weeks have to work an extra build in for a personal board for something coming up, and then probably after Seattle there will be another personal board that will have to be worked in as a separate one, and then probably a few weeks after that trying to jump in on protos and stuff like that that I'm able to access, or low rate production boards or whatever. Also, some of them have been in works for a while, some of them have been a short while, some of them will be, I don't know. Plus I'm gonna have Kepler coming, and what else do I have coming? I have something else. Plus at some point I have to build that Punchy 1800, which somebody had reached out to Punchy on my behalf, and they may be trying to ship me a new top. I mean, that's what they said. They're gonna try and have another top for me because mine came scratched. I guess we'll see what happens with that. It's possible. So yeah, I'm eventually gonna build it no matter what. And if I have to build it with a scratch, I will. Show it off with the scratch that it came with. Though I will eventually, if they don't replace that top, have it custom anode. And then I have no idea what color I'll do. Probably have it custom anode with some kind of crazy design or something. But the scratch is, I think, more than cosmetic, so I may have to have it all resurfaced. I mean, if it comes down to it, I'll sandblast it myself and see if it gets the scratch out completely, or if it's scarred deep enough. It's like on the threshold. I'm pretty sure it's scarred, the metal. Whatever, one day that'll get built.
Run free and dive into the sky.
I also have my TX1800 disassembled at this point, and I need to rebuild that. So I have like all sorts of boards that need working on of my own. I may only have one customer or two customer boards sitting over there that are actually in queue and ready to roll right now. Because I have a bunch of personal stuff, I don't know if I'll lag on it. I do have some other customer boards that'll be coming up. Like I have at least one, I think two people who are sending me their KBD 8X Mark IIs. So are these 125, 125? I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? So here's the customer. Customer's laser set he sent with this. Maybe I'm silly for how I'm opening this, but whatever. Haven't had a chance. Yeah, so I'm actually really interested in trying that now. Ugh. Extra sets included in there. So I never bought GMK laser myself But every time I play with it, I actually really like it because I've had a couple in my possession before of customers. Is that a 6U camp? Oh, it was. Weird. So I think those are 125s that are there. They look like it. Almost positive. I don't remember what the layout on this is. Oh noes. CA66 layouts. Anybody remember what that bottom row is? Oh, it's 1-125. Well, either way. So I'm gonna do 125 1 125, I guess. Okay. All right, test this all out. So that seems to fit. Yeah, it is bright. I don't know, there are much brighter sets than this, frankly. Much brighter sets. But I do feel you. Okay, perfect. I know a lot of people love or hate this set, but I don't know if I think I'm kind of in the middle, honestly. Like, I'm not planning on buying a laser set, but I do like it. I like the. I mean, this customer, if he does, he didn't send them. Doesn't have the Mitolets, is that what they were called? The whatever the set's called that's sorry, I'm all Mito Waves, that's what it was called. The novelty set for this. Okay. Well, those are in. This song got loud? Oh, shoot. No, I'll turn it down. Tell me if that helped, Petrov. It's possible that it's just this song, I guess. I have no problem turning it down if it's too loud. In fact, I always ask in the beginning of the stream. I want people to let me know if it's too loud. I'm definitely not trying to make people uncomfortable. My volume is not the same. I just watch the levels at the beginning of the stream, and when there's a song that's relatively loud, or a section of a song that's relatively loud. And I make sure the music is like at least 10 dB lower than my voice usually. And it's almost always at least that. So here should be the loudest part of the song. And we're peaking up to like minus 29 dB. And my voice is like negative 15 to 20. Yeah, they don't have volume normalization. This one doesn't, and this is made for streaming. So it's maybe one day they'll add it, but as of right now, the settings on Pretzel do not appear to have that, as far as I can tell. Yeah, they don't. Sorry. This is made for streamers. I mean, I guess I should put in the hot swap ones now that we're here. I remember these hot swap ones just doing some function layer stuff. I'll pop them in, but they're the top two anyway. One of them was like lighting control or something. Customer didn't ask for any customization of the layout, so I'm not gonna worry about that one. So we got this here. Soldered all those in. Oof, that is a tight fit. So those screws do fit through this brass, but they are tight. They're not threaded, so. Yeah, it's just like the PVD coating or something on it. I didn't realize PVD had a significant physical thickness. Maybe it doesn't. Or maybe it's not PVD. So they do thread themselves through the tight ones, the super tight ones. Pretty good. Okay. I'm glad. Glad that you were doing well, Tinfoil. Still love your name, man. Still loving the name. There it goes. So I'm just kind of backing the threads out to get them all started, since they're kind of suspending the plate and PCB combo. Okay. All right. There we go. Well, that's good. Finish my coffee. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Just making sure we have the right number. Let's make sure this is what these are for. Can't imagine they want this touching that aluminum directly. Maybe they do. Oh, the part where the exposed pins is actually above it. Crazy. Nope, they're there for that. That was a blunder. Okay. There we go. How about that? Okay, I was wrong. That is not what these are for. And that's fine. I mean, the ground pins are the only thing that could touch. Where can you find this playlist of songs? So the streaming service I'm using is called Pretzel. Oh, I remember what those little standoff deals are for making the board sit lower, I think. That's what those are for. Well, I guess we'll see if it needs that. And it's a playlist that I made as we were kind of procuring, or as we were previously streaming, when I was like skipping songs and I was like, no. So this is actually just songs that I've liked, but there's also a playlist of most of the really good ones that are in this, or the ones that I think are really good anyway. What is the deal? Why was this so long? So the ones I've dealt with like of this before were used boards, so this part had already been done. I don't think they were trimmed. I think they were just folded over in some way. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? Get my more flat ones out. But if you're curious about specific songs, I will help you out. Or okay, cool. It's just gonna have to be bent a little bit like that. All right. I think we need to put the keycaps on because I think there was a purpose for those. I believe there was a purpose. For those little plastic standoffy deals. One of these a code. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't know, they're hidden enough. Could I guess lower them a little bit. Is this page up? Page up and page down. Where is my 175U shift? There it is. RGB strip leading into fourth switches. Yeah, so this is page down, page. Where is the other? I feel like I'm missing a page down. Page up. Where are you? Correct page down. Guess it could be this. It's not that. No? Okay, well. I should choose then. Anyway. So caps isn't actually soldered in, so we need to handle that in a sec, but we will. Anyway. I was like, I don't remember it not working there. Hey, Sophia Wolfex, what's up? So... we'll just do home and end. Doesn't bleed too bad. So I really like this board. I don't know if we want to use those spacers or not. I mean, I'm guessing maybe that's the way he wants it. Because that's got to be what those are for. Maybe, I mean, they come right up to the top deck. I'll show you guys when I've got it all together, but they do, in fact, come right up to the line. Did I miss some of these? Maybe I missed some.
It's never too late to admit when you're on. Turn on your leaf, see a new dawn. The time to decide has come and gone. Just give me a chance, we can carry on. I've made my choice, these drums of your voice, they run through my head as I remember the day. Stay in this moment.
And again, customer didn't really ask for a specific layout, reprogrammed, so I mean. Yeah, I feel you on the spacers with SA though. My worry is that if I put the spacers in, they will sink down just a little bit too low for comfort with these caps. So I think I'm just gonna leave them like this. These are GMK. You could probably use one spacer, or maybe just in the very front row, a spacer on the bottom side, so that it tilts just a little bit down. I don't know. I wouldn't want them to be too low. That would suck. They're not like super exposed on the bottom. With SA, you're right. I could totally see it. Ha! No. I have a default layout that I express in my quote docs, and it's this. It's whatever bottom row makes sense based on all of the information, and step caps by default for all boards. Unless I know that they... Oh wow, I totally missed... That's crazy. Good thing I just looked at it. Give them ISO. I would only ever give anyone ISO if they asked for ISO. I mean, I like ISO just fine, I guess. I shouldn't say that. I don't love ISO, frankly. Not my favorite. I don't hate it though at all. Like J01, if J gives me the ISO board, because he only allowed us to order one when we did it, but I want an ISO plate and an ANSI plate. When I express that, I'm pretty sure my order had ANSI, but he said if you want an ISO one, I'll have extras, I think, and he'll get me one. So if he does get me those at the same time, then I'll build the ISO board, because I said I would. If he doesn't, then I will then I'll build ANSI, because it'll be the plate that I have. Right? Okay, that should actually be everything. Okay, switch hitter again. Right. No S. Did I really miss one switch? No, I did not. Did it not flow right? Most of I'm tagged on it. Why is this not? Oh, it does work. Weird. What was that? Maybe there's something under it? Reset. Okay. Weird glitch. Maybe this was under there and something shorted out. Nah, we're gonna put a spacer on there. All right, I want to look at something real quick.
Echoes of your words crashing into me, drown me in your lies, and there's no way to breathe. And my walls will keep you down. I am safe without the sound of you around. It's getting colder, and I'm the storm that's taking over.
It's like the PCB is slightly warped and wants to push up here, so this switch always goes down just a little bit. I mean, that's got to be it too, because it's not possible that one of the switches is lower if they're all bottomed out, which they are. So like this one wants to pop up a little bit because the PCB is like warped, which is weird. I know it's not the plate, but if you guys look, it like wants to be pushed in, right? It like wants to be, the switches are unseated. This one's not so bad. This one isn't either. This one's not at all. They're definitely seated all the way. I can see the bottoms of the stems. So literally, I think the PCB is just a little bit warped. Pen rails are useful. I'm super excited about it, man. The J01 is going to be awesome. That's one of the reasons that I like CA66 pen rail. So I'm not going to put that in there, but I would almost recommend that I mean, it will eventually, because there's weight, try and sag down a little bit, but I would almost recommend that customer put like a weight over this side of the board right here. It's not even this side, it's just this corner. Yeah, seated, 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 and then it's just, this one has a tiny amount of play, this one has the most, and then this one doesn't. Just like that corner is just a little warped. Yeah, that's a weird way to flex. And the rest are tightened, so. So if you look right there, you can see that keycap. Like if I push down on number 1 and 2, it's flush, but it's actually just a little above right there. See, and it actually kind of sinks down and then slowly pulls back up. Yeah. I would almost recommend that customer just set a weight there for a while. Like, and it'll just eventually be good. Anyway, try this all one more time. Is this a function layer? I don't really know what it does. But slowly on. No idea what that switch does. But it didn't manually actuate either. I think there's a problem with it. It didn't work when I jumped it, or it didn't do anything when I jumped it either, so I have a feeling that this is just like a function layer of some sort and I'm not understanding what's going on. I mean, it's easy enough to test, right? If it's like a desoldered pad or something. So this pad is definitely not delaminated. And that one's definitely not either. So it's bridging, it's definitely there. There's definitely continuity. So it must not be mapped. Anyway, pen rails are the best, dude. I like them. It's part of why I like CA66. We're gonna put the bottom on this bad boy. Is when you code and put it back. So I like these trays, but that they're some sort of flexible plastic does not make it the easiest thing ever for them to tighten back up. if they're warped at all from shipping or whatever. So, go put this bottom part on, do a little typing test, and then be out of here, guys. What's our video timer at even? 2 hours and 52 minutes. Perfect. Perfect. I love the sound of this. Yeah, GMK trays, man, they're not the absolute best. I mean, I bought extras of them because they're better than bags by a bunch. But when they get tweaked a little bit, or the little hole that the clip insert goes through, when that gets skewed or tweaked a little bit, like, they're just really difficult to deal with. Hey, Naddle, what are you doing, man? How are you doing? I'm good. Nice to see you on stream. Appreciate your presence. Yeah. Make sure these are all tight. All right, and it's all done. Get rid of all my solder stuff, as it's a functional board now. We'll do a little type and test once I get rid of this silicone pad and stuff. Oh no. Put all their parts back. So you guys are never really there for the after stream part, but basically what I do is I take a couple pictures with my camera of the board for glamour shots. Then I pack the board back up in the customer's stuff, all of his extras and stuff. Then I ship it out, man. I print a label, do the whole deal. I try and get a customer's boards out ASAP. Last week's board is still here because I need some kind of a spacer for the spacebar, like the little north-facing washer spacers. Because, well, like Tex TKL case is not the best, I guess. I mean, and the Phantom PCB and that plate that comes with it. So we use that cherry plate mount stabs or whatever. Ended up being where that spacebar is actually just a little bit non-centered, like vertically. So I need something to hold the spacebar up because the height of the stabilizer inserts are too low. Just a tiny bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's functional the way it is, but I wouldn't want my board to be like that. And so anytime we do things like that. Ooh, you're having breakfast. About to go. 6 a.m. feels bad. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. 6 a.m. sucks. It's not my favorite time of day for sure. So yeah. But it's pretty rare that that kind of stuff happens. We had to order another part for that board, so, you know, it'll be until those get here that it's hanging out, because I'll immediately put them to use and then ship back for that customer. But other than that, I usually just try and get customer stuff like right back out immediately. Like immediately, if I can, immediately. Because, you know, stuff sits in my queue for a while and it kind of has to wait for me to process it, and because there's other stuff in the queue, and then that causes it to take a little bit, not usually too long, but I try and make sure that my queue is never longer than a month personally, but that's just me. All right, anyway, pull up. Let me pause this playback. I'm gonna take this off so I can hear. Yeah, I wouldn't. I like looking at it to some extent, but I wouldn't use it either. It really is not my my cup of tea, personally. So, mute that. Let's get this a little bit closer. What are we? To the middle of the board, maybe 9 or 10 inches. What we'll do is we will. There's my Firefox. Usually I try and have this stuff up. Refresh Firefox. Refresh Firefox. I don't know what that means, but sure. I was trying to open up in safe mode. Weird. Okay, whatever. Come on, Firefox, open up. I don't really use it with any bookmarks or anything. I use Chrome. The CA66 is a great looking board. It's not only great looking, but it's a great sounding board. I truly love CA66. I think it's a great board. I will probably one day try to purchase one. Oh, that makes a tiny little bit of noise, doesn't it? A little bit of rattle. Weird. Okay. I don't know why Firefox wants to open in safe mode. You know what? Fine. We'll start it in safe mode. How about that? Start a new session. I don't care about any of that. Come on, Firefox. Don't be a pain. Man. Okay, 10 fast. And fast fingers. It does, man, and this color is hot shit, dude. I like it. It's like that space gray, that dark gray. Customer was talking about wanting it, like wishing that he had gotten modern Dolce for it, and I think it would look perfect on it. I thought about pulling mine out and putting it on and not using his laser first, but I don't want to put you guys through putting 2 keycap sets on or putting one on and then having to do it afterward. Anytime a customer supplies a keycap set, I always try and use it. Okay, here we go. Close those. Man, I have really not been typing that much lately. It's not good. It's not good, guys. Firefox. I have multiple Firefoxes open. Close that one. All right, I'm gonna tell you what. Firefox not forming the way I want it to. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Oh, we're actually gonna restart. So I'm looking at the stream one. That's way confusing. Oh my God. bad. Feels bad. Feels freaking bad, guys. Bad accuracy too. Shoot. We could redo, but yeah, I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, so there we go. I mean, this board does have character, and it does sound hollow, but you guys saw the construction. It is very hollow inside. It's actually hollow, and to top that off, the walls are very thin, right? So it resonates a lot more, in my experience, because the mass is a little less. It's not that heavy of a board, though it's not insignificantly light. This one has the brass plate in it, which also changes the sound character. But if we weigh it real quick, oh, it has feet. Haha, feet. Yay, feet. £3, 3.3 ounces. So, I mean, it's not super heavy, you know, for its size. Plus, it has a large volume inside. I think it was always kind of gonna sound a little thocky. I don't know what to tell you. I really like it. I mean, weight isn't everything, and a very muted sound is not everything either. I know right now everybody's all about gaskets and isolation type mounts and stuff, and that's cool. I like them too. I just there's some use to this. And I mean, if we're being honest, and truly honest, right? This also has this, right? So if you're taking notes or whatever, you can, love that pen rail. Super useful. I'm all about it. No, kind of the best. Anyway, so that's that, guys. Next week we're gonna have, what is it we're gonna have next week? We are going to be doing a KBD 8X R2, not Mark II, but an R2. And then hopefully I'll be moving to a different streaming rig, which will actually be my old main rig as I build this goodness right here. See, I got my case and my motherboard and power supplies in there already. Water cooler, NVMe, some awesome thermal grizzly paste, the whole deal. You've been actually trying to find a KBD 8X, an R2, or the newer one, the Mark II. Trojan love. Yeah. Oh, so the other kind of wonky and cool thing about this, by the way, is that this board is USB-C, right? USB-C. And it comes out the side, so that might fit some people's use case a little bit better, right? It's kind of cool. I don't know. If I build my new rig, I'll probably post a short video of the build itself on YouTube, because it'd be cool to have a little, like, show off my new rig vid. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but probably I would. Either. Trojan love, man. I have a feeling that the KBD 8X Mark II is going to be really awesome, and they're going to be releasing supposedly mid-July is when they said that they'd start shipping. So they could be out anytime. And once they're out, there's definitely going to be people that sell them because they sold a large number of units. They'll definitely pop up on Mech Market. So if you're paying attention and that's the board you want, you'll probably get one. I ordered a polycarbonate one with a matching polycarbonate 10 keypad. I'm pretty stoked for that. Pretty stoked. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is it's been a good build. Thank you guys for showing up, by the way, and having good conversation. Oh, Sophia Wolfex, you wanted a redo? Is that what you wanted? Do I need to do another typing test real quick where I don't suck as much? Nah, I don't know. I think we're good. I think we're good. I've already done the sound and stuff. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, guys. Well, as much as I love hanging out and want to do more build fun with you guys, I'm gonna go. I think it's time. Thank you guys for participating, for hanging out, for being around, and spending some time with me building this board. Pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about it. I really like the CA66. I'm a big fan. One day I'll probably end up with one because, well, I don't know, I just like it. It's the right amount of layout for me. I don't really love this blocker right here. I think I kind of like having full bottom row, but other than that, yeah, it's been great. Thank you for your time. You guys have a great week. Next week, like I said, I'm not going to do Wednesday night. I'm going to do Thursday night, I think. So please tune in. I'll probably target the same exact time. And I may try and fit some chores and stuff in this weekend if I've got time, if I'm available. If not, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.